Ladies and gentlemen, life is a complex, beautiful struggle, and within it, we all encounter individuals who seem consumed by their own reflection, those who thrive on control, manipulation, and self-obsession. Narcissists are not anomalies in the human experience. They are a reflection of our shared imperfections magnified. But there is a deeper force at work here, one that stands beyond human comprehension, and it governs justice with a patience and precision we often fail to see. The first thing to recognize is that the truth cannot remain hidden forever. It has a way of surfacing no matter how deeply it is buried. The narcissist builds their world on deception, creating an image of superiority that often fools even the most discerning. But there is a universal law of exposure. Sooner or later, that mask cracks and the truth begins to shine through. It's not something we orchestrate, it's something much larger than ourselves. And when that happens, people begin to see the narcissist for who they really are. Then there is the matter of pride. A narcissist thrives on their ego. They construct a fortress of arrogance around themselves, believing it to be impenetrable. But life, in its wisdom, has a way of dismantling those walls. Failure, rejection, and loss are not punishments, they are lessons. They strike at the very core of a narcissist's identity, humbling them in ways they never anticipated. It's not done out of cruelty, but necessity. It's a reminder that no one is above the natural order of things. But there's another piece to this puzzle protection. For every narcissist out there, there are people caught in their web. And while it may feel like they've been left to fend for themselves, that's never the case. There's always a way out, a chance to escape, a moment of clarity that shifts the balance. Whether it's through unexpected opportunities, newfound strength, or even the intervention of others, protection comes when it's needed most. Now consider this: the narcissist often seeks fulfillment in power, validation, and material success. But these pursuits are hollow. They lead to temporary satisfaction, not lasting peace. And that's by design. Genuine joy and contentment are gifts that cannot be manipulated or controlled. They require humility, gratitude, and an openness that the narcissist cannot attain without profound change. Finally, we cannot ignore the role of consequences. The narcissist's actions set off ripples that come back to them in ways they cannot predict. Relationships fall apart, trust erodes, and opportunities slip away. These are not arbitrary punishments, but the natural outcomes of choices made. And through those consequences, there is a chance for redemption, a chance to reflect, to change, to grow. What's remarkable is that this isn't just about narcissists, it's about all of us. Every one of us has the potential for self-centeredness, for arrogance, for manipulation. And yet there is grace, there is justice. There is hope. The question is whether we choose to learn from it or ignore it. Because in the end, life will always teach us what we refuse to see. And it's in that teaching, painful as it may be, that we find our redemption. There's something profound about the way truth operates in the world. It doesn't conform to human manipulation or stay hidden forever. When it comes to the narcissist, their very nature is rooted in crafting an image, a facade of superiority, confidence, and control. They thrive on deception, convincing others and even themselves that they are untouchable, that their version of reality is the only one that matters. But truth has an uncanny way of emerging, often when it's least expected and always at the right moment. A narcissist's true nature is revealed not through grand events, but often through the small cracks in their carefully constructed persona. It might be a contradiction in their words, a moment of weakness they cannot disguise, or the unraveling of a situation they thought they controlled. Over time, these small cracks grow, exposing the emptiness behind the mask. Those who once admired or trusted the narcissist begin to see the inconsistencies, the manipulation, and the selfish motivations. It's important to understand that this process isn't just accidental. Life has a way of aligning circumstances to pull back the veil. Challenges, conflicts, and pressures often become the tools that strip away the illusion. The narcissist may fight to maintain their image, but the more they struggle, the more apparent it becomes to others that the image was never real. This revelation doesn't happen in isolation. It affects everyone around them. People who were once blinded by the narcissist's charm or dominance begin to awaken. They start questioning what they once believed and reevaluating their interactions. Relationships shift, power dynamics change, and the narcissist is left exposed, often standing alone in the truth they tried so hard to suppress. This exposure isn't just about accountability, it's also an opportunity. When the truth is revealed, there is a chance for growth, for the narcissist to confront their own flaws and for those around them to reclaim their power and sense of self. It's a painful process, but it's also a necessary one. Without it, there can be no real healing, no genuine progress. Truth is not the enemy of the narcissist, it's their only chance for redemption if they're willing to embrace it. Pride is a cornerstone of the narcissist's identity. It fuels their sense of superiority, their belief that they are above reproach, and their constant need for validation. They build their lives on the foundation of their ego, striving to maintain an image of perfection and control. But life has a way of dismantling false constructs, and pride is often the first to be struck down. The process of humbling the narcissist isn't always immediate or dramatic. It often happens incrementally through the challenges and trials that come their way. Failures, disappointments, and rejections are the great equalizers of human experience, and no one is immune to them, not even those who believe themselves invincible. When the narcissist encounters setbacks they cannot manipulate or control, the cracks in their pride begin to show. It might be the loss of a career opportunity they were certain they deserved, the breakdown of a relationship they thought they could dominate, or the realization that their influence isn't as far-reaching as they imagined. These moments serve as reminders that their power is not absolute, that their status is not guaranteed, and that their value cannot be solely determined by external accomplishments or the opinions of others. Humbling doesn't happen in isolation, it reverberates through the narcissist's interactions with the world. Those around them, colleagues, friends, family, begin to see the vulnerabilities the narcissist works so hard to hide. The illusion of invulnerability fades, and the narcissist is forced to confront the reality that they are not as exceptional or untouchable as they believed. But here's the remarkable part: being humbled is not an act of cruelty. It's an act of grace. It's a necessary step towards self-awareness and growth. Pride blinds the narcissist to their own flaws and to the needs of others. Humility, on the other hand, opens the door to introspection, connection, and genuine change. It strips away the pretense and allows the narcissist to see themselves as they truly are: flawed, human, and in need of transformation. Life humbles us all, not to break us, but to rebuild us. For the narcissist, this humbling is a chance to let go of the ego-driven identity they've clung to and embrace a more authentic, grounded existence. Whether they choose to take that chance is up to them, but the opportunity is always there, waiting in the aftermath of their pride's undoing. The innocent are often the ones who suffer the most in their encounters with a narcissist. Whether through manipulation, deceit, or emotional abuse, the narcissist's actions can leave deep scars on those who cross their path. Yet there is a force that works quietly and powerfully to protect the vulnerable, even when it doesn't seem obvious at first. Protection doesn't always come in the form of immediate rescue or intervention. Sometimes it is woven into the unfolding of events, offering subtle ways for the innocent to escape, heal, and grow stronger. For instance, a relationship with a narcissist may crumble, leaving the victim devastated in the moment. But over time, they come to realize that the end of that connection was a blessing, a liberation from a cycle of manipulation and control. There are moments of clarity that seem almost divinely timed, times when the narcissist's true nature is revealed to the innocent, giving them the strength to step away. These revelations often come when they are needed most, when the innocent are ready to see the truth and act on it. It's as if the curtain is pulled back at precisely the right time, allowing the light to shine on what was once hidden in darkness. Sometimes protection comes through others, friends, family, or even strangers who step in to provide support, encouragement, or practical help. These individuals become instruments of grace, helping the innocent navigate their way out of harmful situations. Their presence is a reminder that no one is truly alone, even when they feel isolated and powerless. In some cases, protection takes the form of inner strength and resilience. The trials the innocent endure often become the very experiences that shape them into stronger, wiser individuals. They learn to recognize red flags, to set boundaries, and to value their own worth. What initially seemed like a devastating encounter becomes the catalyst for personal growth and empowerment. While it may not always be apparent, there is a greater purpose at work. The innocent are not abandoned to the whims of the narcissist. There is a force that ensures justice, that creates opportunities for escape and healing, and that ultimately turns even the darkest experiences into something meaningful. This protection is not just a shield, it's a transformative process that helps the innocent reclaim their lives, their peace, and their purpose. One of the most profound ways life deals with narcissists is by withholding genuine fulfillment from them. Narcissists are driven by an insatiable desire for validation, admiration, and control. They chase power, wealth, relationships, and success, believing these will satisfy the deep void within them. Yet, no matter how much they acquire or achieve, a sense of emptiness remains. This lack of fulfillment isn't arbitrary, it's deeply rooted in the nature of what it means to be human. True fulfillment doesn't come from external achievements or the opinions of others. It comes from authenticity, self-awareness, and a life lived in connection with others and with purpose. These are qualities the narcissist struggles to cultivate because their focus is always outward, on appearances, on manipulation, on maintaining their inflated sense of self. Even when they reach the heights of success, the satisfaction is fleeting. The praise they seek doesn't penetrate deeply enough to bring lasting peace. They may revel momentarily in admiration, but it quickly fades, leaving them hungry for more. This endless cycle of seeking and never truly finding creates a restlessness that consumes them. What they fail to understand is that fulfillment isn't something that can be taken or demanded. It is a gift, and it comes only to those who live with humility, gratitude, and a genuine desire to contribute to something greater than themselves. The narcissist, trapped in their self-centered worldview, cannot access this. Their pride and lack of introspection block the very things they need most: love, connection, and meaning. This withholding of fulfillment serves a purpose. It acts as a mirror, reflecting back to the narcissist the consequences of their choices and the emptiness of their pursuits. It's a call to change, a chance to turn inward, confront their flaws, and begin the work of transformation. But this is a choice only they can make. For those around the narcissist, it's important to recognize that this lack of fulfillment is not something to pity. It is part of the natural order of life. Genuine joy and peace are rewards for those who live with integrity and selflessness. By withholding these from the narcissist, life offers them an opportunity to confront their own emptiness and perhaps one day to seek a different path, one that leads not to superficial gratification, but to true and lasting contentment. Consequences are a powerful and often unavoidable force in the lives of narcissists. They are not merely the result of bad luck or unfortunate circumstances, but a necessary element in the process of personal growth and transformation. For the narcissist, the consequences of their actions are often the only way they can be forced to confront the truth about themselves. Life has a way of aligning circumstances so that their manipulation, deceit, and self-centered behavior eventually catch up with them. At first, the narcissist may resist the idea that their actions are the cause of their suffering. They may blame others, rationalize their behavior, or even deny the impact of their choices. But over time, the natural outcomes of their actions begin to reveal themselves in undeniable ways. So relationships break down, trust erodes, opportunities slip away, and the admiration they once commanded turns into skepticism or disdain. The things they once thought would bring them fulfillment instead become reminders of their emptiness. This is where consequences take on their full power, not as punishment, but as a form of education. They are life's way of forcing the narcissist to learn lessons they would otherwise ignore. It is through these painful, often humbling experiences that they come face to face with their own flaws. The grandiosity they once clung to begins to crumble as they encounter setbacks that cannot be manipulated or overcome by force. While the consequences are difficult, they are also necessary. They serve as a mirror, reflecting back the true nature of the narcissist's actions and their consequences. These moments are the opportunities for self-reflection, for introspection, and potentially for change. But change is not easy for the narcissist, for they have spent so much time constructing a false sense of self. Yet even the most stubborn individual can only run from truth for so long. The beauty of consequences is that they don't discriminate. They apply to everyone, regardless of status or self-perception. No one can avoid the lessons they impart. While the narcissist may resist these lessons at first, in time they have no choice but to recognize the connection between their actions and the outcomes they face. This process is not about cruelty, it's about redemption. It's a chance to transform, to break free from the patterns of destruction they've lived by, and to begin anew. For those who interact with a narcissist, it's important to understand that these consequences are not just for the narcissist's growth, they also provide an opportunity for others to reclaim their lives. By stepping away from toxic relationships, by setting boundaries, and by refusing to be complicit in the narcissist's destructive behavior, individuals contribute to the process of change. They are helping to ensure that the lessons learned through consequence are not ignored or bypassed, but embraced. In the end, consequences are not enemies, they are guides. They are there to show the narcissist the path to redemption, but it's a path that only they can choose to walk. The lessons, though painful, are essential to their evolution as a person, and in the end, they hold the potential for healing and transformation if the narcissist is willing to learn. In the end, the journey of the narcissist is not one of fate or inevitability. It's a reflection of choices, actions, and the potential for transformation. Life has a way of revealing the truth, humbling the proud, and withholding false satisfaction to push the individual towards self-realization. But it is through the consequences of their actions that the greatest lessons are learned. These lessons may be painful, but they are the key to breaking free from the destructive patterns that bind them. For the narcissist, there is always an opportunity to change, to grow, and to find fulfillment not through power, manipulation, or validation, but through humility, self-awareness, and a genuine connection to others. The question is not whether they will face these lessons, it's whether they will choose to learn from them. The path to redemption is never easy, and for the narcissist, it requires a willingness to confront the truth, to break free from the grip of their ego, and to open themselves up to a life that transcends self-interest. There is always a chance to rebuild, to find real purpose, and to experience the peace that comes with living in alignment with something greater than oneself. The choice to step into that possibility is theirs, and it is a choice that holds the power to transform not only their own life, but the lives of everyone they encounter.